After most Nirvana Scryer cultivators chose not to compete and yielded to Shu Mu, Wang Lin spent 7 days cultivating while receiving visitors, with Nangong Han relentlessly pestering Shu Leguo about spatial bending until Wang Lin rescued him. The 108 finalists from the southern domain were then transported to the mysterious Thunder Celestial Temple, where Wang Lin discovered terrifying restrictions covering the entire area. As participants from all 4 domains gathered, the Eastern Transfer Array activated, and a lone blood-soaked cultivator emerged, declaring that he had already killed the other 107 participants from his domain. A blood-chilling voice echoed across the area, blending with an overwhelming scent of blood that filled everyone with intense killing intent. Every cultivator immediately turned toward the Eastern Transfer Array, where a slender man around 30 years old slowly emerged. Although he wore spotless white robes, there was no trace of elegance about him. Instead, he radiated cold arrogance and boundless killing intent. As he stepped out, the smell of blood surrounding him grew even stronger, making it seem as though he had just walked out of a sea of corpses. Looking at the gathered elites of the All-Heaven star system, he calmly declared them to be a bunch of trash. His words instantly provoked hostility from nearly everyone present. Wang Lin calmly observed the newcomer. Although both of them possessed early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivation, Wang Lin instinctively sensed that this man was unusual and possessed an unfamiliar, mysterious aura unlike any cultivator he had previously encountered. The white-robed man soon noticed Wang Lin among the crowd. His eyes lit up as he licked his lips and revealed a grim smile filled with killing intent. Wang Lin returned the gaze without changing his expression. Their eyes met across the crowd. But beneath that simple exchange, their divine senses fiercely collided. The invisible clash resembled 2 sharp swords striking each other. Both tested one another for only an instant before withdrawing simultaneously. The white-robed man was secretly startled because he had failed to suppress Wang Lin's divine sense and instead felt as though Wang Lin's divine sense could pierce through his own. Wang Lin likewise realized that although the man's cultivation matched his own, an unusual force was hidden within the man's divine sense, making him far from ordinary. Out of everyone present, only 4 people noticed this silent confrontation. One was a pale middle-aged cultivator from the northern domain whose right hand possessed 6 fingers, with an extra finger branching from his thumb. The second was a foolish-looking boy from the northern domain with an abnormally large head. A wide empty space surrounded him because no one dared approach him. After noticing Wang Lin, he focused on the white-robed man, and his foolish smile became even stranger. The third observer was an extraordinarily handsome young man in blue from the western domain whose eyes emitted golden light as he silently studied Wang Lin. The fourth person was Nangong Han, who stood beside Wang Lin and immediately noticed the clash between the two. At that moment, the sky suddenly turned crimson as countless clouds gathered together, condensing into an old man standing atop rolling thunder. His appearance was dignified and celestial. Introducing himself as the welcoming messenger of the Thunder Celestial Temple, he immediately questioned the white-robed man, asking whether he had killed the other participants from the Eastern Domain. The man admitted it without hesitation. When asked for his identity, he calmly introduced himself as Shu Ting of planet Dong Lin's Shu family, a disciple from the current generation sent out for training. The moment he revealed his background, the crowd erupted in shock. Although the Shang family was considered the strongest family on planet Dong Lin, the Shu family was far more infamous. Their reputation had been built through endless massacres over countless generations. Every disciple sent out by the Shu family would create rivers of blood during their training. Anyone who provoked them risked having not only themselves but even their entire cultivation planet exterminated. Their ruthless methods had spread fear throughout the All-Heaven star system. Many cultivators immediately realized why Shu Ting had dared slaughter over 100 cultivation families and accepted that anyone unfortunate enough to encounter him during the competition would almost certainly die. Several even resolved to surrender immediately if they met him. The welcoming messenger ignored the surrounding commotion and announced that the battle for the 108 celestial titles would officially begin at noon 3 days later. Before then, members of the Thunder Celestial Temple would distribute identity tokens and arrange accommodations for every participant. After making the announcement, the messenger suddenly asked whether Shu Mu was among the gathered cultivators. The name immediately caused the cultivators from the northern and western domains to become serious. Shu Mu's fame had already spread throughout the All-Heaven star system. rivaling even the terrifying reputation of the Shu family. Many people had long suspected that Shu Mu himself belonged to planet Dong Lin's Shu family. After a brief silence, Wang Lin calmly stepped forward and admitted, "I'm Shu Mu." Instantly, almost every cultivator from the western and northern domains shifted their attention toward him. Many expressed astonishment that the famous demon Shu Mu, who had survived relentless pursuit by the Yao family, had actually come to compete for the celestial titles. The six-fingered cultivator narrowed his eyes and carefully examined Wang Lin. The foolish smile on the big-headed boy briefly disappeared before returning once again. The handsome young man in blue instantly radiated killing intent after realizing Wang Lin was the Shu Mu whom his cousin Zifeng had never forgotten. Unlike everyone else, the welcoming messenger treated Wang Lin with obvious respect and even displayed a rare smile as he informed Wang Lin that the temple lord personally wished to meet him. Wang Lin calmly followed him without asking any questions. As they flew away from the outer gathering area, the old man explained that the place where all the participants had assembled was merely the Thunder Celestial Temple's outer hall. He was now taking Wang Lin into the inner halls. Along the journey, magnificent palaces gradually appeared before Wang Lin. Countless majestic halls stretched endlessly across the landscape, each separated by great distances yet covering an unimaginably vast area. Dense celestial spiritual energy poured from every palace, making the entire region resemble the true celestial realm. The old man proudly explained that the Thunder Celestial Temple contained 1,372 main halls, each personally transported from the Thunder Celestial Realm by the Temple Lord himself. Wang Lin sincerely praised the Thunder Celestial Temple as the greatest temple in the All-Heaven star system. Pleased by his compliment, the old man smiled and predicted that Wang Lin's future achievements would certainly be extraordinary and that he would eventually earn a place within the Thunder Celestial Temple. Continuing deeper into the temple, Wang Lin carefully observed his surroundings and discovered that almost every path, palace, and section of the temple was protected by countless powerful restrictions. Without the messenger's guidance, these formations alone would have been enough to stop him from advancing. Eventually they reached the very center of the Thunder Celestial Temple, where an enormous square paved with blue stone stretched over 10,000 feet. Endless thunder surged across its surface like a vast thunder lake. As Wang Lin and the old man approached, the thunder condensed into a gigantic mouth that attempted to swallow them whole. The old man calmly took out numerous celestial ascension fruits from his storage bag and tossed them into the thunderous mouth. The guardian released a low roar before devouring every fruit. The fruits instantly transformed into liquid essence that was absorbed by the thunder, causing it to calm down and allow them to pass. Wang Lin immediately recognized the celestial ascension fruits. The old man explained that the creature sealed beneath the square was a clone of the Thunder Spirit responsible for guarding the Thunder Celestial Realm. Anyone wishing to enter the Thunder Celestial Realm had to feed it an enormous quantity of celestial ascension fruits, otherwise it would never permit passage. He further revealed that the previous temple lord had spent countless years using an extremely powerful spell to separate a portion of the original Thunder Spirit, turning that separated clone into the Thunder Celestial Temple's guardian beast, which now protected the temple and controlled access to the Thunder Celestial Realm. Wang Lin followed the old guide to the eastern section of the Thunder Celestial Temple, where he saw an enormous palace that dwarfed all the surrounding buildings and radiated an overwhelming pressure. The old man stopped several kilometers away, explaining that only Wang Lin had been summoned by the temple lord and that he could go no farther. After Wang Lin thanked him, the old man remarked that although he was no senior, anyone personally summoned by the temple lord would surely become an extraordinary figure in the future. Then departed. Wang Lin cautiously spread out his divine sense before approaching the hall. Outside, he found Master Flamespark waiting. Although only his back was visible, his presence resembled an unshakable mountain. Wang Lin greeted him respectfully as Master Thunderflame. Master Flamespark immediately exposed Wang Lin's true identity, asking whether he should call him Shu Mu or Wang Lin of the Alliance star system. He was also pleasantly surprised to discover that Wang Lin had already reached the Nirvana Scryer stage. Praising his rapid progress, Wang Lin remained calm despite his identity being revealed, replying that either name was acceptable and that he believed Master Flamespark had not summoned him merely to ask about his real name. Satisfied with Wang Lin's composure, Master Flamespark admitted he did not care whether he was Wang Lin or Xu Mu and directly asked if he was willing to participate in the coming war against the Alliance star system. Wang Lin modestly answered that his strength was insignificant and would have little influence on such a massive conflict. Master Flamespark laughed, pointing out that a Nirvana Scryer cultivator could hardly call himself weak. Understanding that refusing was impossible and that entering the 108 Celestial Titles competition would inevitably involve him in the conflict anyway, Wang Lin accepted. Master Flamespark expressed his satisfaction and reminded Wang Lin to keep the mysterious token he had previously given him, saying it would become an invaluable fortune in the future and fulfilled the promise he had once made. He then summoned a transfer array and instructed Wang Lin to leave, explaining that 3 days later he would personally attend the competition together with several old friends, including Wang Lin's senior apprentice brother, Qing Shui. Before entering the transfer array, Wang Lin requested the return of his Thunder Beast, but Master Flamespark only replied that it would be returned after the passage was opened before disappearing into the hall. Wang Lin silently pondered these words before stepping into the transfer array. He emerged in the outer hall beside the 4 transfer arrays, which were now completely empty because all the other competitors had already been escorted to their residences. Waiting there was a beautiful young woman named Chen Shan, dressed in a blue robe patterned like flowing water. She respectfully confirmed that he was Xu Mu before presenting him with his competition token. The token contained the location of his assigned residence and an inactive transfer array. Blushing with embarrassment, Chen Shan also explained that the Thunder Celestial Temple would provide every form of assistance needed by competitors during the tournament, even offering herself as a cultivation furnace should Wang Lin require one. Wang Lin simply accepted the token without responding to the suggestion, located his residence through its map, and immediately went there. During the following 3 days, he remained in secluded cultivation with his eyes closed, carefully adjusting himself to maintain his peak condition before the competition began. As noon approached on the 3rd day, the Thunder Celestial Temple became extraordinarily lively. Transfer arrays continuously activated as countless cultivators arrived to observe the grand event. The spectators came from every level of the All-Heaven star system. The lowest-ranking cultivation families from the major cultivation planets were only qualified to watch from the outermost areas. Above them were stronger families such as the Shengong and Zan families. Next came the 4 great cultivation families that possessed inheritances from the celestial realm. Finally, the members of the 2 ancient cultivation families that were jointly hosting the competition with the Thunder Celestial Temple arrived. Although only the elite of each faction attended, the total number of spectators still reached tens of thousands, and the Thunder Celestial Temple had prepared numerous floating platforms to accommodate them all. The battlefield for the tournament was the massive Thunder Lake Square, spanning nearly 10,000 feet across. Around the square stood more than 10 towering white pillars that continuously emitted celestial spiritual energy. Master Flamespark sat cross-legged atop one pillar, while Celestial Lord Qing Shui sat beside him with his eyes closed, appearing completely uninterested in everything happening around him. As more experts arrived, the Shang family ancestor appeared first, greeted Master Flamespark, and took his seat beside him. Soon afterward, the black-clothed cultivator Gongsun also arrived and sat down. Blood God of the Yao family then appeared together with the elders representing the other 3 great celestial realm inheritance families. None of them even glanced toward Qing Shui as they calmly took their seats. Afterward, the Shengong family ancestor, Li Yunzi, and the ancestors of many other major cultivation families arrived one after another until all the seats were filled with peak experts. When noon finally arrived, Master Flamespark opened his eyes and formally declared the beginning of the All-Heaven Star System's 108 Celestial Titles competition. His voice transformed into endless thunder that echoed throughout the Thunder Celestial Temple. At the same time, 325 identical transfer arrays appeared in the sky, each delivering one participant into the arena. Wang Lin was among them. As soon as Wang Lin appeared, Blood God looked up at him with an icy and sinister expression before coldly snorting and withdrawing his gaze. His face filled with killing intent. Hidden among the spectators, Shi Zifeng quietly watched Wang Lin. Ever since returning from the Thunder Celestial Realm, she had been unable to erase his image from her heart. When she learned that the Yao family was hunting him down, she had been deeply worried despite being powerless to help. Hearing later that he had escaped filled her with joy. yet also left an indescribable bitterness in her heart. She believed Wang Lin had probably forgotten her existence entirely. Once, Shi Zifeng had rejected the affection of countless talented cultivators, including even her own outstanding cousin Shi Zimu, because her only ambition had been to become a female cultivator whose cultivation could pierce the heavens like her ancestor. However, everything changed after witnessing Wang Lin fearlessly leading hundreds of cultivators in a desperate charge into the Thunder Celestial Temple's transfer array. That unforgettable scene had permanently shaken her heart. Seeing Wang Lin again after so long, she unconsciously bit her lip until it bled while silently staring at the familiar yet distant figure in the sky. Not far from her sat the Shi family ancestor, who immediately noticed her emotions. Looking at Wang Lin and then at Shi Zifeng, she could only sigh softly and mutter that it was an ill-fated relationship. Meanwhile, Wang Lin calmly surveyed the spectators below, paying particular attention to the powerful figures seated upon the white pillars. He instantly realized that every one of them possessed cultivation at least equal to blood ancestors, while many had cultivation that far surpassed blood ancestor altogether. After every competitor had appeared, Master Flamespark announced the competition rules. The tournament would consist of 3 major stages. First were the 3 trials of heaven, earth, and human, which would comprehensively test every participant's cultivation. Next came the 6 paths of the mysterious void, which examined each cultivator's understanding and comprehension of the Tao. These 2 stages together would determine the 108 cultivators worthy of receiving celestial titles. Those selected would then enter the final stage known as the One Line to Heaven, a brutal life and death battle. The 36 competitors who accumulated the greatest number of kills would receive the prestigious Heaven Celestial titles, and their names would be permanently engraved upon the legendary Celestial Bestowing Stone. This final announcement stunned the entire audience. Even the powerful ancestors seated on the white pillars could not conceal their shock. The Shang family ancestor, Gongsun, and the other supreme experts all stared toward Master Flamespark in disbelief. Even the previously indifferent Qing Shui slowly opened his eyes, his expression turning cold as he asked whether the Celestial Bestowing Stone was truly the ancient treasure left behind by the ancient Celestials. Master Flamespark calmly confirmed that the mysterious object was indeed the legendary Celestial Bestowing Stone. An old cultivator explained that according to ancient rumors, the stone was a relic from the ancient celestial realm. Anyone capable of carving their name onto it would have their soul directly enter the ancient celestial realm once it reopened in the distant future. Although the ancient celestial realm had disappeared countless years ago and the story remained only a rumor, it was the only surviving clue concerning its eventual return. Most cultivators present had never heard of the Celestial Bestowing Stone or even the ancient celestial realm, so they all looked toward their family elders in shock. Master Flamespark then revealed that the Celestial Bestowing Stone had shattered into countless fragments when the Thunder Celestial realm collapsed. The Thunder Celestial Temple had not obtained the complete stone. Instead, a mysterious senior who had once captured the Moon Beast later sought him out and gifted him a fragment only the size of a fist. After learning this, the old monsters immediately stopped asking further questions about the stone. Master Flamespark then announced the official beginning of the 3 trials of heaven, earth, and human. The first examination would be the human trial, where every participant only needed to survive for 10 breaths of time in order to pass. He summoned Russell to preside over the trial. A beam of green light descended and transformed into a middle-aged man wearing the green robe. Russell respectfully accepted the Temple Lord's command before descending onto the square. His calm expression carried obvious pride. His appearance immediately caused discussions among the surrounding cultivators. Many recognized him as one of the Thunder Celestial Temple's famous experts who had reached the mid-stage of Nirvana Scryer 300 years ago before entering long-term closed-door cultivation. His divine sense was rumored to be extraordinarily powerful, earning praise even from famous old monsters. Standing before the hundreds of contestants, Russell coldly declared that none of them were worthy of becoming one of the 108 Celestials because killing them would be no harder than crushing ants. He announced that whoever he pointed at would immediately descend for the trial. Most contestants frowned upon hearing his arrogant words, especially Shu Ting, whose eyes flashed with red light. Though he remained silent, Russell casually selected a cultivator from the northern domain. The cultivator hesitated briefly after being chosen, but Russell immediately snorted coldly. He extended his hand, creating a gigantic hand formed from divine sense that instantly rushed toward the cultivator. The enormous hand seized him before he could react and violently dragged him onto the square before throwing him to the ground. The cultivator's face instantly turned pale. Having only illusory yin cultivation, he felt an icy force invade his body, freezing his origin energy. After landing, he immediately sat down to stabilize himself. Russell's impatience became even more obvious. He considered judging this competition a complete waste of time and had only accepted because the Temple Lord personally ordered him to do so. In addition, he had another undisclosed reason for serving as the examiner. Russell's divine sense then spread throughout the area. The sky and earth changed color as his unique divine sense transformed into an enormous golden giant that towered over everyone. The giant strode toward the cultivator in only 3 steps before raising its fist and smashing downward. Even before the fist landed, the terrifying pressure caused the cultivator's face to become deathly pale. His clothes and hair were violently blown backward by the pressure alone. Wang Lin carefully observed every detail with shining eyes. When the giant's fist finally landed, the cultivator coughed up blood as his body trembled violently. His origin soul was forcibly knocked out of his body and immediately attempted to flee in terror. Russell merely snorted before the golden giant withdrew and stood beside him. Russell mercilessly called the cultivator trash, declaring that both his cultivation and mental strength made him completely unqualified to participate in the celestial title competition. The defeated cultivator silently returned his origin soul to his body. Although he wanted to say something, he eventually bowed in silence before sadly returning to the transfer array and leaving the competition. The original group of 325 contestants was immediately reduced by 1. Russell then selected another cultivator. This man immediately descended without hesitation, respectfully saluted Russell, and requested guidance. Russell's expression softened slightly before the golden giant repeated the same attack. The cultivator desperately activated a white defensive light to resist the punch. But the barrier instantly shattered. Forced backward, he bit the tip of his tongue and spat out blood to create a blood mist that temporarily blocked the incoming fist. The giant's fist exploded through the blood mist with a loud rumble, causing the cultivator's face to turn pale. His origin soul was pulled more than halfway out of his body. Enduring immense pain, he forcefully dragged it back inside through sheer determination. Although he survived the required 10 breaths, he was left severely weakened. Russell acknowledged that he had passed the human trial but still dismissed him as trash, declaring that someone of his ability would inevitably be eliminated during the next trial. The cultivator respectfully thanked him before returning to his transfer array to recover. The examination continued, one participant after another. Anyone who reacted slowly after being selected was forcibly dragged down by Russell's giant hand before the test even began. Suffering injuries immediately, Russell repeatedly referred to nearly every participant as trash, even those who successfully passed. As time went on, he became increasingly impatient, eventually allowing the golden giant to launch its punch before some participants had even completely landed on the square. More than half of the contestants were eventually tested, but only about 40% managed to pass. The six-fingered man, the big-headed boy, and Nangong Shan all displayed exceptional strength and easily advanced. Only when examining these powerful cultivators did Russell show a trace of approval and refrain from insulting them. Finally, Russell pointed toward Shu Ting from planet Dong Lin. Shu Ting's eyes flashed with red light as he revealed a cold smile. Russell immediately summoned the giant divine sense hand to seize him. Instead of allowing himself to be captured, Shu Ting formed seals that released black energy, creating a devil-like figure which intercepted the giant hand. Shu Ting then rushed forward instead of descending obediently for the trial. As his hands separated, black energy condensed into a black lance. Russell's eyes turned cold, and the golden giant immediately charged toward Shu Ting. Rather than attacking Russell directly, Shu Ting instantly appeared beside the golden giant and thrust his black lance forward. The giant responded with a powerful punch, just before the two attacks collided. However, the tip of the black lance suddenly twisted and transformed into a strange black snake with a long slender body. The snake rapidly expanded to dozens of feet in length before opening its enormous mouth and swallowing the entire golden giant. The astonishing scene caused every surrounding cultivator to become serious. Wang Lin's pupils contracted as he carefully observed the spell. The old cultivator Shang nodded with admiration and recognized it as the Shu family's famous celestial spell. Snake Devour, one of the 4 supreme celestial spells of planet Donglin. Several old monsters immediately praised Shu Tang, believing he was likely the strongest contestant participating in the entire celestial title competition. The surrounding elders also explained the terrifying ability of Snake Devour to their younger generations, saying that against cultivators with weaker cultivation, it could directly devour the opponent and convert the victim's power into the user's own. Throughout the entire confrontation, Celestial Lord Qing Shui remained expressionless, silently watching Shu Ting with cold, indifferent eyes without saying a single word. Russell's anger intensified after Shu Ting, a member of planet Donglin's Shu family, effortlessly devoured the golden giant and passed the first trial, although Shu Ting openly mocked Wang Lin before returning to the transfer array. Russell suppressed his emotions because of Shu Ting's background. He then pointed directly at Wang Lin, having already recognized him as Shu Mu, the man who had killed his younger brother inside the Thunder Celestial Realm. Russell had deliberately come to oversee the first trial in order to target Wang Lin, intending to prevent him from advancing before killing him after he left the Thunder Celestial Temple. Wang Lin calmly descended onto the square, but Russell suddenly reached out with a gigantic hand to suppress him. Rather than retreating or allowing himself to be humiliated, Wang Lin opened his third eye, releasing a fan-shaped red light that instantly shattered the enormous hand into pieces. He then landed gracefully on the square, saluted Russell, and calmly requested instruction. Master Flamespark immediately noticed that although the spell lacked overwhelming power, it contained an extremely profound Grand Dao, causing him to admire Wang Lin. Qing Shui merely glanced at Wang Lin before withdrawing his gaze, while several powerful elders also realized that Wang Lin possessed extraordinary abilities. Blood God secretly sneered, whereas Shi Zifeng's ancestor sighed in admiration, recognizing that someone so young yet so powerful could not be ordinary. Russell's expression became even darker after witnessing Wang Lin casually dissolve his attack. He immediately summoned a golden giant whose aura directly shook the opponent's origin soul. Having already analyzed this ability during Shu Ting's battle, Wang Lin calmly formed countless restriction seals. Layers upon layers of restrictions instantly surrounded the giant. With a single word, seal, all the restrictions rushed forward and completely imprisoned the golden giant before it could even touch him. Frozen only 3 inches away from Wang Lin, the giant could neither move nor attack. Wang Lin himself never moved a single step from where he stood. Ignoring the sealed giant completely, he calmly turned around and walked away, his black hair flowing behind his white robe, displaying an elegant and confident demeanor that stunned everyone present. Shu Ting's eyes flashed with hostility. Shi Zifeng recalled everything that had happened between them in the Thunder Celestial Realm. The 6-fingered cultivator recognized the terrifying strength of Wang Lin's restriction techniques. And even the foolish-looking big-headed youth silently regarded Wang Lin with hidden seriousness. Russell remembered hearing only 2 days earlier that his younger brother had died inside the Thunder Celestial Realm at Shu Mu's hands. Determined that Wang Lin would never pass the first trial, Russell secretly injected even more divine sense into the sealed golden giant. The overwhelming force shattered Wang Lin's restrictions one after another. The giant immediately grew to over 1,000 feet tall, manifested a gigantic golden sword, and slashed toward Wang Lin. Simultaneously, Russell summoned 2 additional 1,000-foot golden giants, causing all 3 to charge forward together and generate a violent storm across the square. Wang Lin retreated without panic while rapidly forming seals. He trapped one giant inside new restrictions, then unleashed dozens of heavenly chops that pierced through the restrictions and destroyed the second giant. Facing the third, Wang Lin activated the Wither Dao pair, instantly filling heaven and earth with an evil aura. The giant's body rapidly dimmed under the gray light before Wang Lin pointed at it with 2 fingers, causing it to collapse completely. The remaining 2 giants were likewise destroyed through the combined power of his restrictions and heavenly chops. Seeing every summoned giant annihilated, Russell finally attacked personally instead of relying solely on divine sense. Moving at incredible speed, he pointed one finger directly at Wang Lin while unleashing the full power of his mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivation. With no time to dodge, Wang Lin immediately spat out the celestial sealing stamp. Russell's finger struck the treasure directly, causing it to tremble violently. Although the treasure blocked the attack, the terrifying force bypassed Wang Lin's body and directly pushed his origin soul 3 inches outside his body. Before Wang Lin could completely recover, Russell immediately withdrew, revealed a cold smile, and loudly declared Wang Lin not qualified, before casually calling the next participant down as though nothing unusual had happened. Although many people witnessed the battle, Russell believed his status within the Thunder Celestial Temple allowed him to make such a judgment without consequence. Wang Lin landed more than 100 feet away, but murderous intent immediately erupted from his body. Participating in the Celestial title competition was essential because he intended to obtain first place. If he had truly failed, he would have accepted the result. But Russell had obviously manipulated the outcome out of personal hatred. Wang Lin ignored the cultivator descending from the sky, causing that cultivator to hurriedly retreat after sensing Wang Lin's terrifying killing intent. Looking directly at Russell, Wang Lin coldly questioned his judgment before charging forward without hesitation. Having spent his entire cultivation life walking a path of slaughter, Wang Lin feared no battle, although he was uncertain he could defeat a mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator. He absolutely refused to endure such humiliation, especially with Qing Shui present. Wang Lin raised his hand, unleashing Call the Wind. Endless black wind immediately engulfed the battlefield, forming 2 enormous black dragons that roared toward Russell. Russell sneered, accusing Wang Lin of defying the will of the Thunder Celestial Temple. He responded by releasing 9,000-foot golden giants, each wielding an enormous golden sword. Wang Lin laughed wildly, his laughter filled with endless killing intent. He summoned the Karma Whip and lashed it through the battlefield as the 2 black dragons charged alongside him. The Karma Whip instantly shattered 3 golden giants with a single attack while Wang Lin continued rushing directly toward Russell. Determined to fight him, Russell's expression finally changed after recognizing the terrifying power of the Karma Whip. Watching everything unfold, Qing Shui's eyes flashed with approval as he quietly remarked that Wang Lin finally resembled a true disciple of his master. Celestial Emperor Bai Fan. Russell immediately expanded his powerful mid-stage Nirvana Scryer Divine Sense, causing the 7 remaining golden giants to radiate brilliant golden light while filling the battlefield with overwhelming pressure. The giants charged at Wang Lin simultaneously. Wang Lin showed no hesitation. The Karma Whip wrapped around his body before extending into a 1,000-foot-long weapon. Grasping it firmly, he swung it with tremendous force. The whip released a ghost-like howl as it struck 1 golden giant, instantly shattering it. After destroying 4 giants, the originally black Karma Whip began shedding scale-like layers, revealing brilliant golden light beneath as though it had absorbed the essence of the sun and moon. Radiating a dragon-like golden glow, it swept across the battlefield with explosive force, destroying the remaining golden giants in succession. The spectators were stunned. Even the old monsters seated on the praying mats began paying close attention. Many recognized Wang Lin as Xu Mu, praising his ability to fight across an entire cultivation realm and noting that the Karma Whip was a terrifying treasure designed specifically to counter Divine Sense. Shen Gonghu watched with excitement as his respect for Wang Lin rose to near worship. While Zhang Kongli clearly sensed Wang Lin's overwhelming determination to win, Russell's Divine Sense continued suppressing the battlefield, making Wang Lin feel as though he were moving through deep water. Wang Lin immediately formed hand seals. 2 black dragons appeared and revolved around him, creating a gigantic vortex. The vortex expanded violently as the dragons roared and sighed, generating a terrifying storm. Standing calmly at its center with his white robe fluttering, Wang Lin shouted, "Break!" The vortex exploded outward, creating countless crackling sounds as the black dragons tore open a gap within Russell's Divine Sense suppression. The moment the opening appeared, the Karma Whip lashed forward once more, shattering Russell's suppressive Divine Sense and forcing it to retreat. Wang Lin instantly rushed through the opening while the 2 black dragons released freezing winds toward Russell. The cold spread across the battlefield, causing the surrounding cultivators to feel as though they had become trapped in ice. Russell's expression darkened. Instead of retreating, he calmly sat down, ignored the approaching black dragons, closed his eyes, and unleashed his strongest specialty, declaring that thousands of years of cultivation would have been meaningless if he could not kill Wang Lin. He released an enormous amount of Divine Sense that condensed into countless sharp needles. These pure divine sense attacks contained no origin energy whatsoever, making them far more dangerous than ordinary spells because they directly targeted the opponent's origin soul. Divine sense attacks were extremely rare among cultivators since they bypassed physical defenses entirely. If the origin soul was damaged, the victim could suffer severe injuries, lose cultivation, or even die. Russell's mastery of this technique was precisely why he held such a high status within the Thunder Celestial Temple despite only being at the mid-stage of Nirvana Scryer. Opening his eyes, Russell sent the countless divine sense needles toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin remained completely calm because although Russell's cultivation greatly exceeded his own, his greatest advantage lay in divine sense attacks, precisely the type of attack Wang Lin was best equipped to withstand. As the countless divine sense needles approached, the Karma Whip lashed repeatedly, destroying a large portion of them. However, many still bypassed the whip and entered Wang Lin's body, rushing directly toward his origin soul. The instant they reached it, they collided with the ancient god leather armor protecting his soul and were instantly destroyed. The ancient god leather armor completely neutralized Russell's terrifying divine sense attack. Meanwhile, the two black dragons continued closing in on Russell. Seeing his attack fail, Russell immediately pointed between his eyebrows. A brilliant green light emerged, transforming into a vicious green snake. The snake rushed forward but was split in half when struck by the Karma Whip. Instead of disappearing, the two halves avoided the whip and entered Wang Lin's body from opposite directions. Once inside, they transformed into two terrifying streams of energy that charged toward Wang Lin's origin soul. One arrived first and attempted to bite through the ancient god leather armor. Its fangs shattered upon contact, yet it relentlessly rammed into the armor, turning into green gas that attempted to seep through it. The second snake then arrived and also tried to devour Wang Lin's origin soul. The ancient god leather armor trembled slightly before completely crushing the second snake, while the remaining green gas could only swirl helplessly around the armor. No one outside could see the life and death struggle taking place within Wang Lin's origin soul. Wang Lin's face turned pale, but his killing intent became even stronger as he charged directly toward Russell. Russell's pupils shrank with disbelief. He could not comprehend how his perfected divine sense techniques, cultivated over thousands of years, had failed to injure Wang Lin in the slightest. Unable to accept this reality, he hurriedly summoned a treasure drum. The drum rapidly expanded and released powerful gusts of wind as the black dragons closed in. Despite its power, one black dragon smashed through the drum, destroying both the drum and itself in a massive explosion. Only one black dragon remained. Knowing Russell's confidence had been shaken after his divine sense techniques failed, Wang Lin seized the opportunity before Russell could recover and begin using more dangerous origin energy spells. Riding atop the remaining black dragon, Wang Lin charged forward while summoning the celestial sealing stamp. The enormous seal descended toward Russell at tremendous speed. Russell quickly condensed origin energy into a massive flaming thunderbolt over 100 feet wide, complete with a gigantic mouth that attempted to swallow the celestial sealing stamp. Although the thunderbolt engulfed the seal in flames, it failed to damage it in the slightest. At that critical moment, Wang Lin cast the stop spell. Invisible threads emerged from the void and briefly restrained Russell. Although Russell quickly broke free, the delay allowed the celestial sealing stamp to crash down while hundreds of thousands of golden runes surrounded him. Russell barely escaped the direct impact, but his clothes were damaged and his expression grew increasingly grim. Refusing to admit defeat, Russell charged toward Wang Lin once again. His divine sense condensed into a pair of giant hands that clapped together, producing powerful ripples of divine sense that spread toward Wang Lin. Because Wang Lin had just used the stop spell, he suffered backlash and quickly absorbed an origin soul to replenish his consumed origin energy. The Karma Whip shattered most of the incoming divine sense ripples, but some still reached Wang Lin. Although the ancient god leather armor blocked the direct attack on his origin soul, the remaining vibrations still reached his divine sense, causing his face to become even paler. Wang Lin immediately counterattacked, repeatedly forming hand seals and unleashing heavenly chops one after another toward Russell. The battle rapidly escalated into a full-scale confrontation. Russell attacked primarily with divine sense while defending with origin energy. Wang Lin relied on powerful origin energy techniques to attack while using the Karma Whip and ancient god leather armor to completely neutralize Russell's greatest advantage. Explosions echoed continuously across the battlefield as the two fought with increasing intensity. Neither willing to retreat. Just as the battle reached its absolute peak, Master Flamespark frowned and shouted, "Enough." A massive surge of origin energy instantly separated the two combatants, forcibly ending the duel. At that moment, Chang Shui's eyes flashed with killing intent. He let out a cold snort, and a ray of G-realm power shot forward instantly. Wang Lin was forced back during his battle with Russell when an unimaginable force suddenly separated them. His body trembled, he coughed up blood, and staggered backward. Russell also coughed up blood and retreated, glaring at Wang Lin with murderous intent. Master Flamespark had intervened without favoring either side. But the moment Wang Lin coughed blood, Chang Shui's G-realm activated. Chang Shui declared that Wang Lin was not someone Russell was qualified to kill. The G-realm erupted, turning the world crimson and releasing an overwhelming cold aura that shocked every old monster and cultivator present. Master Flamespark tried to stop it, but it was too late. A crimson bolt of G-realm lightning entered Russell's body, instantly shattered his origin soul, and caused countless fragments to tear through him from within. Blood burst from his body, and before he could even turn around completely, he died. The red lightning absorbed the energy from Russell's origin soul and returned to Chang Shui. The entire arena fell silent. Master Flamespark angrily confronted Chang Shui, who calmly replied that since Wang Lin had been forced to cough blood, he wanted Russell's life. Master Flamespark insisted he had acted impartially and demanded an explanation, threatening to abandon the celestial title competition and fight Chang Shui if necessary. Chang Shui answered that it had merely been an accident and accepted the challenge to fight if Master Flamespark insisted. In reality, Chang Shui had intentionally killed Russell, although he could never repay Baifan's kindness. He regarded Wang Lin as his junior apprentice brother and refused to let anyone bully him. He had also clearly sensed Russell's killing intent toward Wang Lin, so he decided Russell had to die. Having absorbed divine retribution earlier, Chang Shui's G-realm had partially recovered, and some of his former temperament had begun to return. Wang Lin respectfully thanked Chang Shui by calling him senior apprentice brother. His words immediately shocked everyone. The crowd realized that Wang Lin and Chang Shui shared the same master, and many speculated that Wang Lin was also a disciple of Celestial Emperor Baifan. Some concluded that Wang Lin's confidence in recent years came from having Chang Shui as his senior apprentice brother, while others believed Wang Lin would have been insignificant without Chang Shui's protection. Xu Ting became wary and decided not to provoke Wang Lin. The six-fingered cultivator and the big-headed boy each had their own thoughts. Shi Zifeng was astonished by Wang Lin's identity, feeling both happy for him and saddened that someone like her could never be close to him. Zhan Kongli was shocked and firmly made up his mind. Nangang Han decided to strengthen his relationship with Wang Lin because it would benefit him in the future. Even many old monsters became interested in Wang Lin, although Blood God merely sneered inwardly. After hearing the discussions, Master Flamespark considered the situation and decided not to pursue Russell's death. He accepted Chang Shui's explanation that it had been an accident but asked him to be more careful in the future. Chang Shui simply closed his eyes without responding. Master Flamespark privately reflected that he himself had removed Chang Shui's seal. Although Chang Shui had not fully recovered his cultivation, a terrifying hidden power still existed within him, making Master Flamespark unwilling to damage their relationship. He also remembered that the senior who had captured the Moon Beast had warned him never to provoke Chang Shui. Even Celestial Emperor Baifan had chosen goodwill over force and accepted Master Flamespark as a disciple partly to keep Chang Shui on his side. Master Flamespark concluded that Russell's death, though unfortunate because of his talent with divine sense techniques, was not worth creating conflict over. He also assumed Wang Lin possessed a powerful treasure protecting his origin soul, likely given by Chang Shui. Master Flamespark officially declared that Wang Lin had passed the first trial. Since Russell had died, another judge replaced him. Out of the original 325 participants, only 196 remained, while the others were eliminated and transported away. Master Flamespark then announced the second trial, the Earth Trial. Forming a seal, he pressed an illusory rune into the Thunder Lake below. The square shook violently as endless thunder roared and lightning transformed the arena into a genuine lake of thunder. Countless silver lightning bolts surged before parting to create a 30-foot wide open area in the center. Master Flamespark explained that participants only needed to endure the Thunder Spirit's pressure for 15 breaths to pass. Anyone who failed would be eliminated. A gigantic Thunder Spirit condensed from the surrounding lightning, radiating overwhelming pressure. Every cultivator focused on Wang Lin, who had become the center of attention after the first trial. Many wondered how long he could survive the second trial. Experienced cultivators commented that even Wang Lin would likely endure only about 20 breaths because few Thunder Celestial Temple messengers specializing in thunder cultivation could last longer. Others explained that this Thunder Lake also served as the examination for Thunder Celestial Temple messengers. Surviving 20 breaths qualified one as a 4th-rank messenger, 80 breaths as a 1st-rank messenger, and over 100 breaths earned entry into the Inner Temple. Although they were curious about Wang Lin's performance, many believed this trial measured true cultivation and expected Shu Ting of planet Donglin to perform better. The surrounding cultivators continued discussing the upcoming test.